what's going on, guys? My name's EFK. Welcome to the channel. And today I want to talk about a new idea. I want to talk about something that I've just been thinking about a lot recently, and that's basically, as we all know, we're basically in this era now where so many different companies have their own consoles. Where we have the Xbox, PlayStation, Switch main consoles. We have the Steam Deck and the Steam Machine. We also have, systems like the Atari VCS and the Evercade VS and the Evercade handhelds. We also have the Playdate handheld console. And obviously we also have the Polymega, and we're supposed to have the Intellivision Amico, but that's still not showing up. And basically, I wanted to talk about the possibility and the idea of Piko Interactive, who, for those who don't know, is a gaming publisher who buys up old IPs and old games and whatnot, finishes them or re-releases them on modern hardware as well as on retro hardware in the name of preservation. Now, basically I want to talk about why Piko Interactive could make their own console, or if they should make their own console, and what's going on. Now basically, for those who don't know, Piko Interactive isn't a major publisher, but they own quite a lot of games. As you can see, I've got 4 different cartridges from the Evercade, and all these cartridges have games from Piko, and they're all Piko games. Now Piko obviously buys up arcade libraries, NES libraries, Super Nintendo, whatever system it is. They've bought up a ton of games from it. Like, for instance, the Super A-Can, which I made a video about a few weeks ago. 5 games from that system are actually owned by Piko Interactive. Piko didn't exist when these games were coming out. They've bought the rights from some companies, and they just own the games now. And basically, with Piko, they have the library of games to potentially make their own game console, game platform. They have Rage of the Dragons, they have Mortar Margin, they have the Gallico libraries, they have games from the Amiga, C64, and other microcomputers. They have games like, Iron Commando, and just tons of others like Soccer Kid. There's just so many games that Piko owns. And basically, I think it would be cool if Piko decided they were going to make their own version of the Atari VCS. Now, I know the Atari VCS hasn't sold that well, or at least what we know of, and the Atari VCS isn't as widely known, isn't as widely popular, and maybe consider it to be a failure because the game, they haven't got that many games on the platform, at least not from third parties. But Piko actually owns a massive catalogue of games from multiple different platforms, from multiple different companies. Obviously, they bought the assets and whatnot. So, in my opinion, I think it'd be kind of cool to see Piko make their own console. Do I think they're going to do it? No, because I don't think it'd make them a lot of money. I don't think it would be very profitable for them. Because logically, you've got to enter the arena, do the marketing, sort all the games that are published on your platform, and try and get third parties on board. So I don't think it really makes sense. But what I do think would be cool is basically more Evercade carts from Piko, obviously. I also think it would be cool that maybe in the future, Blaze Entertainment and Piko Interactive merge. And that might be something like, whoa, you don't want that. Because Piko's got some sort of like bad name around them or something, because of what happened with the whole Glover re-release earlier this year, which I'm not getting into because I kind of think people just got mad for no real reason for that. And basically with Piko, they don't seem that bad. I've spoken to the social media team at Piko on Twitter publicly every now and again. They seem to be really cool. They seem to be really, really fun. Like, if you look through their tweets, they're not trying to be a dick, to put it like this, about the language, but like, they're not trying to tell you that you're wrong. They're just like, hey, we own this, or we don't own this, or we might try and license this, and they're not trying to force that down your throat. And basically, all I want to see is I kind of want to see Piko and Blaze merge, where Piko then obviously operates as, we're gonna buy up all these old IPs and all these old games and whatnot, and then they're just going to release them on the Evercade to begin with, or whatever the new system that Blaze ends up making, if they do end up getting merged. They basically, okay, we're going to put this game on the cartridge, or they'll just publish their games on like Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, Steam. And also, what people need to understand, Piko's got a brand that they can actually utilize as a console, and that's Bleem. Because in 2020, I think it was 2020 or 2021, they bought the Bleem name, which Bleem was obviously, like, I believe it was a piracy website in the 2000s, which was used to like download PS1 games. And basically Piko's bought the rights to that name, and they were apparently going to make it a PC storefront. We're still yet to see it come to fruition. But I understand that obviously they've got to port their games over to make it seem like, hey, we have games that you can play on this PC platform. And I think it would be cool if what Piko could do. Piko could basically make it like a mini console, right? And if you have, games from Bleem, if you log into your Bleem account on this mini console, it lets you access your library and download your library and play the games on an actual console. Obviously, you still have to use the Bleem store. You could use a Bleem app to download them, well, not download, but purchase the games. But then obviously, if you sign Bleem on your Bleem box, we'll call it the Bleem box. You sign into your Bleem account, your Bleem box. It allows you to, hey, you've just bought Impossible or Water Margin or, Alligator Hunt. Download it to your system now, and you can download it to your system. I don't think Pico's going to personally make a console. I think it'd be cool if they did, especially if they're going to use Bleem and use Bleem as like, hey, we can now utilize this brand to make a mini console. But obviously, utilize the PC storefront. And say you push it on the PC storefront, and then you can just download it on your console. I think that'd be a cool way of doing it if they ever did try and do it. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you want Piko to make a console? Do you think it's a bad idea? Do you think it's a good idea? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I've been Kate, and I'm signing out. Peace.